What's up, guys? It's your boy Pep Fernandez from the Inland Sports Show. I just want to take this opportunity to say thank you. Thank you for your support over the last several years. In fact, we're going on year number 8 of the Inland Sports Show. It has certainly changed and evolved over the years, and you guys have been along for the entire journey. So thank you very much. We really appreciate it. We're on social media, so if you're already following us or subscribing, great. But you can also tell your teammates, your people at school, your family, your friends. There's the Inland Sports YouTube channel, approaching 2 million views. We got several thousand subscribers. We appreciate it. And make sure you share with other folks who might not be subscribing. Same goes for Twitter. We're on Twitter as well. And if you're looking for immediate results, breaking news, we post pictures and shorter videos. Check us out on Twitter. That's Inland_Sports on Twitter. And we're also on Facebook. Yeah, we're still doing Facebook. In fact, we live stream the Inland Sports Show on YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. So if you're on Facebook, you can check it out there live on Wednesday nights at 6:05 p.m. We're also on the gram, the IG. If you want to see pictures and shorter videos from a lot of the games and events that we go to, you can check it out on Instagram. So if you support us by following along on social media, thank you so much. And if you'd like to take that to the next level, Inland Sports also has a Venmo account. If you'd like to financially support the show, you appreciate the service we provide to the IE, you can do that as well. Again, this is just an opportunity to say thank you to all you guys out there who follow the Inland Sports Show. You watch the Inland Sports Show each and every week. Thank you guys so much, and the best is yet to come. Hey, what's up, guys? It's Pep Fernandez from the Inland Sports Show. Just a quick programming note. You know, in the next couple of weeks and months, we're really going to put a focus on the Inland Sports YouTube channel. We got several thousand subscribers. We have over 1 million views. We're uploading new videos each and every week. So we're really going to point you guys, everyone who follows the Inland Sports Show, to the Inland Sports YouTube channel. We will still post on Instagram and Twitter. We're going to post a lot of pictures, maybe some shorter videos, but we really want to put an emphasis on the YouTube channel. So here's what we need from you guys. If you haven't done so already, make sure you are subscribed to the Inland Sports YouTube channel and give us a big thumbs up when you watch our videos. We'd really appreciate it. If you've subscribed, maybe tell your teammates, other kids at school, other coaches on your coaching staff, your parents, your grandparents. We'd really appreciate the more subscribers, the better. So subscribe and give us a like. And if you want to take it even further, there's now a thanks button at the bottom as well if you'd like to take your support to the next level and make a small donation so we can continue to bring you great sports coverage here in the Inland Empire. And what is up, everybody? Welcome to the Inland Sports Show. I am your host, Pep Fernandez, live and amplified at Team Vision TV 16 with our director, Johnny Nunez here. And listen, we've got a lot of high school football to get to in this show. We've got so many great non-league contests coming up in not only week 4, but also week 5 as we march towards league play, which is, I feel like, right around the corner at this point. But as we look back in the rearview mirror this past week, one of the biggest wins around was for Paloma Valley in the old Menifee Bowl. Joining us here on the show, he is the head coach of the Wildcats. This guy is a big deal. He is the head coach for Paloma. He is Zach Dilly. Coach Dilly, first off, I do want to talk about this year's team. I do want to talk about your game against Valley View. But how do you ignore the fact that you guys beat Heritage for the very first time? I know you're a Paloma guy. How sweet was that win for the Wildcats?
Yeah, that was a pretty amazing win. Definitely one that you'll remember forever. And Just happy for these kids, to get that first win, in that big game. It's been, I think, 11 years, Paloma has fallen behind and not won that game. And so to finally get that off our backs is really cool. And I think it's a big, milestone for these kids. And hopefully we can just boost off of that and get even better.
And what about just the setting? It's a Friday night. It's the Menifee Bowl. It's pouring down rain. It's a big rivalry game. Just the fact that Menifee loves this football game. It's a huge rivalry game. And for you guys to do it in such, dramatic fashion, again, and with under the rain, the whole scene, I'd imagine for just the team and the campus, that's a big morale booster, right?
Oh yeah, man. It was amazing. Just like you're saying with the setting too. It was like almost like a storybook thing, almost movie-ish too. Some of the pictures that came out were really cool with the rain in the middle of it too. And it's just awesome for these kids, man. I'm just glad that they were able to share this moment with each other and everybody, and take it with them forever.
So, Coach, you're 3-1. You count the win against Heritage. Now you're 3-1 on the season going into this Valley View game. But winning 3 of your first 4 games, how important is it for this team to get some early wins under your belt like they have, just to maybe build some confidence, build some momentum going into league play, and who knows, maybe a playoff run?
Right. Yeah, no, it's definitely important. And that's something that I've tried to preach to these guys for a while is if you guys believe in yourselves, you can play with anybody that you want to. Am I still on here? Oh, okay, sorry. So that you can compete with anybody on our schedule, and just try to, instill that confidence, like you said, and make sure that they know just because somebody else makes a play doesn't mean you're not going to make any more. You just got to keep on pushing and making more plays.
Coach, going back to that Heritage game, what do you think was the difference in that game? What did you guys do well that you hope maybe can, carry over this week against Valley View? What did you guys do well against the Patriots?
Well, kind of going along the lines of that, it's a different mindset with these kids this year. They're resilient. They know that, just because something else happens from the other team, that doesn't mean the game's over. And a big part of that was our running game and our O-line. Our O-line blocked really well all night. Steven ran hard. Steven Gallegos, he ran really hard all night long. And we look to do the same again, this week and open it up even more.
Coach, Paloma's had some great running backs come through the program, and it sounds like Steven Gallegos is the next guy up, right, to be a great running back. You mentioned the offensive line, really paving the way for him, but specifically for Steven, what do you think makes him a special running back?
Well, first off is his natural ability. He's about 6'1", 6'2", and he's 225, but he's one of the fastest kids on the team as well. They just had a race last week, and he beat just about everybody in a 40. And he's a student of the game too. He's originally a baseball player. This is only his 10th game coming up in his whole career, and he's just absorbing everything. And each week you see different moves, different cuts. He's lowering his shoulder better. He's just improving all the time, and you can tell that he's just a hungry athlete.
Wait, so Coach, how did you get him to come out for football? Did you see him on campus, or were you like, dude, you are way too big and strong to just be playing baseball? You got to come out and play football. How did you get him out there?
To be honest, last season, midway through, he just kind of showed up. I wasn't even aware that he was, on campus. Typically, our baseball players, they kind of stick to baseball. So, I try to get them out there, sometimes, but I usually they don't, so I don't bother with it too much. But he happened to come out and he stuck with it, and hey, like I said, he's just been improving and being a good ball player.
Big, fast, and strong, right, man? That's the perfect football player right there. Coach, going into this week, you got Valley View coming up for the Wildcats here. What do you guys just need to continue doing well that you guys have done through the first 4 games of the season to kind of feel like you continue to, just build? You've got that foundation, continue to build on top of that and just layer up maybe, like I said, maybe a league championship in your future.
Yeah, I've challenged the kids this week to, improve everything in their job. Let's keep on improving, getting better, focus on what you need to do to be the best player that you can be for this team, and just continue to challenge yourself in that regard every single day, not only on the field, but even in the classroom. You got grades coming up. You got to make sure that you're staying on top of things, all that stuff. Be a complete athlete, challenge yourself to be that guy and bring the best out of yourself.
Coach, do you kind of chunk out the season between regular season or non-league, league, and then maybe, the playoff portion? And going into the season, was the mindset, hey, Guys, we're a playoff team. We should be competing for a league championship, by week number 10. What was kind of the mindset going in, and did you kind of break up the season, like I said, non-league, league, and playoffs?
No, actually, I kind of take it the week-to-week approach for the most part. I don't like our guys getting too far ahead of themselves and stumbling over what's right in front of them. So I try to take it week by week. And even though we're trying to build confidence as well, I also want to stay humble and continue to learn and work hard and just get better with the game. Just continue to be diligent and just absorb everything that you can.
All right, Coach, finally, there's got to be a little pep in your step at practice this week after beating Heritage, right? Does it feel good to be back on the field coming off that big win?
Oh, yeah, it sure does. Yeah, it sure makes coming into work, a lot of fun. And it's good to see, like you said earlier, the morale on campus boosting a little bit. Everybody kind of talking about it like, hey, good job, great job last week, all that stuff. Yeah, it's definitely good. But we're ready to move on. And like I said, stay humble and know that we got another opponent that could beat us right in front of us and continue to get better.
You beat Heritage. They're going to build you a statue, Coach Dilly. They're going to have the Coach Dilly statue out in front of the stadium. First guy to beat Heritage in the Menifee Bowl.
Yeah, I don't know about all that. That'd be a big statue.
Coach, listen, I appreciate the time. Thank you for making time for us here on the Inland Sports Show. Congrats on the great start. Best of luck against Valley View. And hopefully this is a very long season for the Wildcats as you guys make your way through league play and hopefully a deep CIF run as well.
Yep, that's the goal. Thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
He is the real deal. Coach Zach Dilly, the head coach of the Paloma Valley Wildcats here on the show. Thanks again, Coach. We appreciate it. All right, that is Zach Dilly, head football coach for the Paloma Valley Wildcats here on the Inland Sports Show. That'll take us into our first commercial break of the night. When we come back, we got another team that's off to a great start, not too far from Paloma Valley. We'll talk with Perris Panthers head coach Paul Martin. Perris 3-0 going into a big game against Super Duper Harupa Valley. We'll talk to Coach Martin next on the Inland Sports Show.
What up, y'all? Boostman here, gonna break you off with another quick 2 cent. For successful athletes, it can sometimes look easy, but make no mistake, it's not. You see, most of the gritty work is done behind the scenes. No gram, no snap, no Twitter. They don't do it for the show, and they don't go through the motions. In fact, they don't tell you what they're doing or planning. You only find out when the job is done, and at that point, it looks as easy as child's play. Boostman.
Hey guys, this is Jason at Ken Sporting Goods. We're almost to 1,000 Instagram followers. Tell your friends, like us, come down, see us. Thank you so much for your loyalty.
There goes Madison. He's loose. Madison fighting for the goal line, and Alexander Madison has a Viking touchdown.
Everybody would do it. I am gifted. You gotta join the movement. That light inside of you is shining so bright. Just gotta dig deep, find it, embrace it, and let it shine. Gateway to heaven, open up. Just
Madison up the middle. He's got room. Leaps. Touchdown.
And when it comes to this life, it feel like I can't win. That's why I do everything with no strings attached. Oh, no strings attached. Oh, no strings attached.
And welcome back to the Inland Sports Show, everybody. Here we go, week 4 of the high school football season. And we've got Paul Martin, the head football coach for the Perris Panthers, standing by. But first, let's take real quick a look at some of the big games coming up in week 4 of the high school football season. We got Beaumont and San Jack. That's always fun. They've got history going back to last year and in the playoffs. Murrieta Valley and King. Upland against Aquinas, two of the top teams in San Bernardino County. Poly and Ramona, that is a big-time rivalry game. San Bernardino and Colton. Cardinals head coach Sean Collins going up against his former team, the Yellow Jackets. How about Supa Dupa Harupa Valley taking on the undefeated Perris Panthers? And Chaparral taking on Great Oak in another big game determining the city champion down there in Temecula. So those are some of the big games coming up in week number 4. They're on the list. It's a big game. Joining us live on the show, the head coach for Perris, Paul Martin. And coach, listen, 3-0 for the Panthers. That sounds pretty good right about now. What have you guys done well through those first 3 games of the season to start unbeaten?
Well, we had a great offseason. I think the players really bought into what we really wanted them to learn and do during the offseason. Got into the weight room, got into the film room, really focused on the things that we needed to improve on from last season. And I think the players overall have done a great job so far.
You know, Coach, just getting some early season wins like this, what does it do for the confidence, the morale of this team to know you can go out there and, compete every time you take the field and maybe get that W? Now you're 3-0, and all of a sudden you're looking around the locker room thinking, we got a pretty good team here. We've got a chance to win some ball games.
Yeah, it's great for the kids' morale, great for our players, great for the school in general. It's been a while, like we talked about earlier, that Perris High has gone 3-0. So it's definitely a morale boost, but I want to keep everything in perspective. You're only as good as your last game. So I want to keep these players focused on the next game. Like I said, Harupa Valley is a really, really competitive team. It's our homecoming game, so we got to be ready to play on Friday night.
All right, Coach, how do you balance that? If you know the answer, I'd like to know. How do you balance between having that confidence, having that swag, but still, being humble? You're 3-0. You're probably feeling pretty good, but you want to stay humble. You got some big games coming up and some good teams you're going to face. Is that a balancing act?
Well, it's not hard to balance when you had a season like we did last year. We really struggled last year. We had some really tough games. So since we've been on this winning streak here, we really like to remind the players of the tough season we had last year and the work that had to be put in for us to get to the point where we're in right now. So I tell them, work doesn't lie. Whenever you put in the work, you're going to have some semblance of success, and they bought into that, and we continue to work, and that's what the plan is moving forward.
Coach, that was going to be my next question. You might have just answered it. Going back to last season's team and this year, what's the difference? Is it just the group really wants to put in the work? They're not afraid, to put in some long hours or hit the weight room or whatever the case may be? I mean, what would you say might be the difference from last season and this season?
Well, last year when I got hired, my coaching staff and I, we probably had a little less than a month to prepare the players for our new system and get the kids ready for the game. This year, we had a whole offseason to prepare, get in the weight room, really teach the fundamentals of what we wanted them to know. But at the end of the day, it all comes down to just them being willing to sacrifice and commit and do the work, and the parents being willing to have their kids out 6 a.m., and on Saturdays in the weight room, just the necessary things that it takes to be successful in the football program. And they've done a wonderful job so far. We just want to keep that momentum going.
Coach, how rewarding is it when you see your kids, your guys coming out, and they're putting in the work, and you've got the results to show for it? I guess it would be tough to maybe convince a locker room, hey, we're 0-3, but keep working hard. But you guys are putting in the work, and now you're finally seeing those results, come to pass. I mean, how rewarding is that?
Oh, it's really great. It's great to see the look on their faces after we get those dubs. We've been really fortunate this year because we've had some really close games that we're able to come out victorious in. But, as long as we keep putting in the work, I'm very confident that we can keep moving the program forward. And that's what I'm staying focused on. And I want my coaching staff and I want the players to stay focused on it as well.
All right, Coach, another big one coming up this week. Supa Dupa Harupa Valley. They've had a pretty strong team the last couple of seasons, especially last year. What do you think are the keys to victory for the Panthers against the Jaguars this week?
They got a lot of speed on the perimeter. They do a really good job of controlling the line of scrimmage. So we work our way inside out, and we're gonna try to do the best we can to bottle them up. And then time of possession. As long as their offense is on the sidelines, they can't score. So we're going to do the best we can to try to do those two things: control the line of scrimmage and control the TOP, and see what happens.
And Coach, it's homecoming. You're telling me it's homecoming for Perris High, this Friday night. So hopefully it's going to be a big crowd. It'll be nice and loud and rowdy. And homecoming's a lot more enjoyable if you're going home that night with a win, right?
Oh, absolutely. That's the goal. It's been a long time since Perris High's been 3-0, and going into our homecoming game, like I said, it's going to be a tough game, but we'll be really thrilled to come out victorious on Friday night. But I know it's going to be a tough one.
Coach, going in that contest on Friday night with homecoming, do you have to keep the guys extra focused on homecoming week? I don't know if there's like spirit days and people are getting dressed up and there's extracurricular activities. Like, do you have to really dial in your guys and be like, come on, guys, we're having a great season. Let's not go off the rails. Let's stay dialed in. I know it's homecoming, though.
Yeah, not only homecoming, we also have grades coming out in a few weeks. So, we want to make sure that we don't lose anybody to grades. That's a huge priority here at Perris High since I've taken over, is we don't want to lose anybody to grades. We want to keep everyone eligible. They're student athletes first, and that's the one thing we focus on here. So, yeah, to answer your question, we're doing everything that we can to keep these players focused on the game and what's important. But at the same time, we want them to enjoy their homecoming, especially the seniors who are participating in their last homecoming in high school. So it is a balancing act, but I think we can get it done.
All right, Coach, you look angelic, like you just came down from the clouds to practice. But I do want to say, and I'm notorious for this, not always, but a lot of the time I have a pencil or a pen behind my ear. Is that kind of your signature look? Like wherever you go, just pop one back there. I always need it. It's always there.
I keep one on me. Everyone knows, there's always something that needs to be documented, and I have to keep a writing utensil close,
I'm the same way. I'm always those little sticky pads. I'm always writing stuff down, taking notes,
right.
It's always right there. So,
hey, I'm getting up there in age, so I got to write things down in order to remember. So,
well, Coach, listen, I appreciate your time. We know you're at practice right now, getting ready for that big homecoming game against a tough Harupa Valley squad. So, thank you, Coach, for the time. I really do appreciate it, and best of luck this coming Friday.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure. Thank you.
Yes, sir. That is head coach Paul Martin from the Perris Panthers here on the Inland Sports Show. Thanks again, Coach. We really do appreciate the time. All right, that's going to take us into our next commercial break here on the Inland Sports Show. We got some more high school football right around the corner. We're going to head out to West Valley and Hemet, check on them with head coach Brent Perez. And then a little bit later in the show, we're expecting Norte Vista head coach Ken Batdorff. The Braves got a young squad, but they're starting to figure it out, and they got a big win against Rancho Mirage this past Friday. So we've got a lot more high school football to get to on this show when we come back. It's the Inland Sports Show.
I would say the one thing that we stress more than anything else is service to our customer. Make sure that they're taken care of, whatever you can do to make sure that that order gets to them on time and it's the right quality and what they want. I've been that way since 1976. That was my goal, to reach out to local sports programs, and it's grown from there, and we've been very, very fortunate. My grandson is right over here. He's working for us, and he's going to college right now, and that's exactly what my son did 20-some years ago, and it keeps on going, you know. Customers that come in the store that it's amazing. People that I haven't been here since I was a little kid, and I used to come in here all the time, and then now I'm bringing my son in here, or a grandpa that's bringing his grandson in here that came in here when we first opened back in '76. We just feel so fortunate to have been a part of this community and this Inland Empire for going into our 44th year now, and it's just been a blessing.
We are back right here at the Boost Performance Center with Coach Ray Bass, a.k.a. the Boost Man, with another gridiron question. Good one this week, Coach. As we want to know, is there a secret to training athletes that other athletic trainers, they wouldn't say anything. They want to keep their lips sealed?
Absolutely. There's no methodology, no advanced drill, no trainer who can take you to the next level if you're not willing to put in the work. You can't wait for someone else to make it happen for you, because in reality, it's all on you. You know, there's athletes that'll say, I need to train with this piece of equipment, or I need to train with these types of people. But again, in reality, it's all on you as the athlete. Now, don't get me wrong, Pep. Being a knowledgeable and skilled trainer is important, but it's less about what I do for my athletes and more about what they need to do for themselves.
All right, Coach, secrets revealed right here at Boost Performance Training. That is the Boost Man himself, Ray Bass, and you can send us a question for a future gridiron question right here at Boost by hitting the DMs all over Boost Training on social media.
CBU basketball is the most exciting sports experience in the Inland Empire and the best value in Southern California. See every dunk, every magic play, and every win. Inside the beautiful CBU Event Center, Southern California's newest NCAA Division I arena.
I think the last maybe 2 or 3 years, if you're going to say who's the best quarterback in the NFL, I would say that, maybe the current guy was Patrick Mahomes, and of course Tom Brady's the GOAT. So we talk about those guys all the time, right? Aaron Rodgers is right there. But if you ask me on this morning, who is the number one NFL quarterback, I think it might be split between Josh Allen and Justin Herbert. Like, that's how good these two guys are. Unfortunately, they're both in the AFC, so only one of those teams will get to the Super Bowl, at the end of the day. But they're both really good. And again, a lot of people, when you make these predictions, were saying, yeah, I think the Bills are going to win the Super Bowl. And I heard a lot of people saying the Chargers too, which is crazy. And a shout out to USC. They're climbing all the way up to number 7. They beat Stanford on the road over the weekend. That final score is 41-28. So USC, a couple wins in a row. Lincoln Riley. People are excited about the Trojans. Number 7. That's the highest ranked Pac-12 team.
They should be, because Caleb Williams looks comfortable.
Yeah, they got a quarterback, and he's got that history with Lincoln Riley, so they know each other. They know the offense they're doing, so it's not like they have to build this chemistry. They've already had it. They're just, plug and play. They're ready to go.
And what is up? Welcome back to the Inland Sports Show, everybody. Talking more high school football. We've had several teams make these really great starts to the season, trying to keep things going. One of those teams, the West Valley Mustangs. Join us here on the show. He is the head coach for West Valley, Brent Perez. And Coach, listen, I'm happy to have you on the show. It's probably been way too long to get you on the program here. You're having a great season this year, but that's probably no surprise to you, because you guys had a strong team last year. 7 wins, making it to the playoffs. Do you think last season was kind of like a carryover into this year's success?
Pep, that's one of the battle cries this offseason is first playoff appearance in a decade, first winning season in a decade. But it left us hungrier, to lose that playoff game, the last series by 1 point. That was really the battle cry this offseason in the weight room in spring and summer is, we got to kind of finish what we started. We can't get complacent. I felt like we were a little bit, happy to kind of just be in the playoffs last year. And we're trying to change that mode to where now we want to get there and we want to do something. And so that's kind of our focus right now, starting with Bloomington, is we want to kind of build on last year. We want to kind of keep it going.
And Coach, speaking of Bloomington, this is a solid team. They've got some wins under their belt. They beat San Gorgonio, and San G's, it looks like they've turned things around. So that's a pretty good San G team. So when you look at this Bloomington matchup, I know you've got some tough non-league games, but this is another tough one for you guys. What do you think might be the keys to victory for the Mustangs this week?
Bloomington is a tough, scrappy, well-coached team. And you know, we didn't have practice last week, but we're definitely in prep mode. And the thing about Bloomington that really stands out is just how hard they play. You know, they run that double wing and they run it very, very well. And, you know, we really got to be ready to go. And we got to match their physicality and their toughness and their tenacity. And, you know, we got to be physical with them because they're a tough team, man. They got some quality wins. You know, we went out there last year to San Bernardino, and it was a tough game. And so we fully expect another tough game this week, and we really got to be on our P's and Q's.
You know, Coach, I love to say football teaches us a lot of things about life, like real life lessons, adversity, perseverance, getting along with other people, teamwork, all those sorts of things. And I know you guys had a big dose of real life last week because of the Fairview fire out in the Hemet area. Weren't able to practice. I know families directly related to your football program were affected in terms of evacuations and whatnot. Can you kind of describe what the last maybe 7 days look like for yourself and the football program, including the players and the coaches?
Yeah, I mean, it really put things in perspective. Pep, you know, we got a saying here. Our motto is, you know, we're not a team, we're a family. And so when adversity hits and things get hard, you know, we really put that to the test. I know personally, we had players and coaches that had to evacuate. And, you know, I used my house as a storage unit. I had coaches coming, you know, 11 o'clock at night. Hey, coach, you know, I need to drop my stuff off because they're evacuating valuables and things like that. I know I visited Tockwitz High School. Some of the kids that were over there, it was used as a shelter. And, you know, when families are displaced and you got people, you know, just trying to find a place to live, trying to stay cool, you know, it really puts things in perspective. And so we really had to lean on each other to help out. And football kind of became secondary in that sense. You know, it was intense out here. It was heavy. You know, thank God the rain came through and kind of helped us out. But yeah, it was tough, but we really had to pull on each other. So we're just happy to be back at school and kind of back to normal this week because we didn't have any school last week. And so to get back to school and, you know, see the kids and the kids be able to be at a place, you know, where things are familiar to them, I think was good for us. And we're trying to get back to normal, man. That's all we're trying to do.
You know, Coach, that was my next question. Yeah, and, you know, praise the Lord for that rain that came through over the weekend. I think it was like Friday night. You know, we got hit really hard. But is it normal this week? I know you didn't have a week of practice, and you guys were on your bye week, you know, the previous week. But does it feel normal? Is everyone back home, you know, and is, you know, practice normal and the air quality and all that stuff? You guys can be out on the field. Does it feel like a normal week of football again?
It's starting to get there. We still had a couple kids who weren't able to, or some students here that weren't able to get to their homes yet, and they're still kind of working through that. But I think we're starting to get there. It was definitely kind of a surreal moment to kind of have that week off in the middle of the fall. But we're starting to get there. We had a good practice today, you know, trying to get kids back on their grades and things like that. But it's starting to get there. I think by this week, by tomorrow, I think we should be good. And, you know, we're excited to just kind of get back to the normal routine.
So, Coach, you are 3-0 to start the season. Through the first 3 games, you know, where would you kind of point this, you know, the strength of this team so far?
I mean, defensively, you know, I think we've given up 1 offensive touchdown the first 3 weeks, and it's a veteran group on that side of the ball, and they've kind of led us so far. I think we've scored 6 non-offensive touchdowns. And really, we got a veteran senior group that kind of got a taste last year, and they're back, and, you know, they kind of want to finish what they started. And so it's really been kind of a team effort. You know, the main thing for us is, you know, we believe that we're not a team, we're a family, and we want to play like that every week. We want to play for each other. Regardless of the score, we want to make sure we're playing our brand of football moving forward. And so really our senior group is kind of driving that right now for us this season. And they're hungry, and we're trying to challenge them every day to continue and not get complacent. And we're certainly going to have a challenge this week with Bloomington.
No, Coach, that's the perfect segue. I have down in my notes, you've outscored your opponents 127-12. That includes 2 shutouts that you guys have had so far this season. listen, we love to talk about the offense and quarterbacks and the guys who score the touchdowns and all that stuff. But at the end of the day, if you've got a great defense, you're going to win some football games. You're going to be in the hunt for things like league titles and CIF championships. Talk about a little bit more maybe about just your defense. And when you've got a strong defense, you feel like you could be in, you have a chance to win any ball game that you guys are in.
You know, my old high school coach at Bosco used to say, my freshman head coach used to say, defense wins championships. And, you know, with the rule changes and, you know, things being geared more to the offense, I don't know. I think sometimes that's got lost in the shuffle, but we believe in defense here. Coach Alfred Jones, our defensive corner, does a great job with our kids. We try to keep it simple, and we just try to let them have fun and fly around and just be physical. But like I said, we got a big challenge this week with Bloomington, you know, with what they do. It's a little unorthodox. We don't see that type of offense all the time, and we're definitely going to have our work cut out for us. But defense wins championships, man. At least I like to believe that still, you know, so.
I think you're right. If you can run the football and play defense, you know, that's what I think, you know, wins titles at least. You know, people love to, you know, go 4 wide and spread it all out and all that stuff. And that's great, you know, but yeah, if you can run the football and play defense at the end of the day, you're not reinventing the wheel. Football is still football. And that's, I don't know, I think that's how you win a lot of football games.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, it's a simple game, you know, it comes down to blocking, tackling, and stopping people, you know, and it's your will against another person's will. And it really comes down to that. And, you know, that's something we believe in here and something that we're trying to strive to continue to get better at, man. But it's a real simple game when you really break it down, Pep, you know, so that's something that we're cognizant of.
Well, Coach Perez, listen, I really appreciate your time. I'm glad you guys are having, you know, a sense of normalcy again this week as you prepare for Bloomington after a hectic, you know, a week and, you know, what was it, 7 or however many days it was out in the Hemet area. You know, praise God, our firefighters and our emergency staff finally got that thing under control. So I just hope you guys have a good week of practice. Best of luck against Bloomington, and congrats on the great start so far this season. Hopefully this will be a long season for you guys as you make your way towards hopefully a CIF playoff run.
Thanks, Pat. Appreciate it. Thank you for having me.
You got it. That is head coach Brent Perez from West Valley, the Mustangs, here on the Inland Sports Show. Thanks again, Coach. We really appreciate it. All right, that's going to take us into our next commercial break here on the Inland Sports Show. And when we come back, more high school football. We're going to have Norte Vista head coach Ken Batdorff joining us. The Braves got Linfield Christian coming up this week, and this young Brave squad getting it on the right tracks. They're heading in the right direction, and they're trending up. We'll talk Novi football when we come back here on the Inland Sports Show.
What up, guys? Boost Man here at the Boost Performance Center. You're watching the Inland Sports Show with the one and only Pep Fernandez.
Calling all athletes. Make sure you're at your very best by training at Boost Performance Training in Corona. Whether you're a football player, soccer player, baseball player, lacrosse, athletes from all sports and all levels train at Boost Performance Training. Led by former Centennial High School football star Ray Bass, you'll develop explosive power, become faster, and add that lean muscle. Don't be left behind and get a leg up on the competition at Boost Performance Training. Visit boosttrainingsystems.com for information on their training programs and also on the Bass School. That's the Bass Alternative School for student athletes. Trying to earn a scholarship? Maybe make the varsity team? Get a spot in the starting lineup? Well, let Boost Performance Training help achieve your athletic goals.
We are the IE. We work hard. In fact, that's the way we like it. We wake up early, we stay up late to get the job done right. That blue-collar, hard-working mentality is the same reason we have so many successful teams and coaches and athletes in the Inland Empire. We never give up. We are a resilient bunch in the IE. Everything we have, we've earned. No excuses. It's this determined attitude is what powers our small businesses, and that's how championships are won. The Inland Sports Team is looking to team up with other like-minded small businesses in the IE. Together, we can grow. We can be bigger and better. If it was easy, everyone would do it. But we're not looking for easy, just looking for an opportunity. Joining the Inland Sports Team could be the opportunity that you've been looking for.
And welcome back to the Inland Sports Show, everybody. Now, listen, coming up this Friday on Riverside TV, the fans voted, and basically what they said is they want more Ken Batdorff and the Norte Vista Braves in their life. So that's exactly what's going to happen. Norte Vista taking on Linfield Christian Friday night live on Riverside TV. So to preview that game, joining us here on the Inland Sports Show, the one and only Ken Batdorff. Coach, how does that make you feel? I mean, basically like a popularity contest. You're like the homecoming king. Everybody wants to see more of you.
I don't know why.
But, Coach, when you look at this contest against Linfield Christian, I know you guys are trying to, as a young squad, just kind of maybe get a couple wins under your belts, build a little confidence or maybe some momentum going into River Valley League play. But, for a younger squad, how important is it that you guys do some things well and, stay positive as you make your way through, the non-league games?
Huge. Because we are so young, and we make young people mistakes. We're starting a lot of sophomores and a bunch of juniors, a couple seniors here and there, but I'm really proud of the effort our kids are making and the improvements we're seeing. So that's a huge thing for us. And we just take it one game at a time. Heck, we take it one practice at a time because they'll forget things from day to day. And it's like, how did you forget that? And they're,
You never yell, though. You don't yell, do you?
Yeah, well, I used to have a whole different voice. Then I started coaching, and somewhere around 5 to 7 years ago, it's gone. Oh, well.
Coach, going back to, last Friday, I know it was, wacky weather, of course, pouring down rain, even out in the Coachella Valley, out in the desert, but you got a nice win on the road against Rancho Mirage. What did the Braves do well in that victory that you're hoping continues, it carries over into this week against the Lions?
Well, we survived the rainstorm, and you can't really tell what it was there. It was really wet. And there's a young man who just came out of nowhere, Brian Temple, and we'll call a play, and all of a sudden he'll run the other direction and score a touchdown. And I told him, Brian, we don't do that. But if you run the wrong way and score, we'll take it, So it's one of those things where he's new to football. It's his first time ever playing high school football, and he's done really well. But he's improving. Our line's making vast improvements, and our defense has really stepped it up and played a lot better. And I think that's a big part. Our defense is playing so much better. I'd like to see that continue. Offensively, with the rainstorm, all we really could do was run the ball. I mean, we tried a couple passes, but they never got their own. I mean, we fumbled 2 of them, and I think the other one, our quarterback scrambled for about 30 yards. So hopefully we come out and be a little bit more balanced.
Yeah, not that you were going to throw anyways, right? But but at least like to have the option.
In week 1, we threw 15 passes. So we had a plan to come out and throw, and I still would like to. We have a couple quarterbacks that can sing it. It just the timing of it all. We're not quite there yet. So eventually, I would like to be able to throw. But if we can run the ball and run successfully, anybody that knows me knows that we're going to keep doing that. So, we'll see what happens.
Well, Coach, you got Richardson. He's a great running back. And now you add Temple in the mix, which I didn't even know this is his first year playing football. I looked him up. I think he's averaging like 20 yards per carry. So like a diamond in the rough. I'll give you all the credit for putting him out there at running back.
Well, actually, in game 1, I'm going to give Brian the huge credit. Then I'm going to blow him up. We threw him 3 or 4 passes and he dropped all of them. And one thing I can say about the kid, he's got a ton of heart, and he was our scout team running back. And I'm like, gosh, man, look how well he runs. And one of the other coaches actually said, hey, what if we put him at running back? And then there you go.
You know what? But I look at, at least since I've been in the IE, like since, the last 10 years, 11 years, you always seem to have tandems at running back. You always have like 2 great running backs. And I go back to last year, Carvajal and Elaine. Like, I always feel like you got a great running back, but usually you have 2 great running backs you can count on. Is that correct?
I don't know if it's that or just luck. I mean, I'll be honest. I look at our freshman team and I'm like drooling because we got 2 great running backs there. You may have heard of their names, Lane and Henderson, but good Lord, I mean, it's luck. And like this year, we thought it was going to be Demarion most of the time, and then out of nowhere is Temple. So part of it's scheme. We have a really good line, and our kids are going to be outstanding as they get older. And, we're going to make some mistakes and just hope for the best.
Hey, don't sleep on Iosefa, man. That guy's a monster. Just give him the football. You probably do at the goal line, right? Nobody's going to tackle that guy.
Some people will try. He is. He's a load. I'm not sure what his exact weight is. I think we have him listed at 240. And that might have been before lunch, but he really well. And, he's a big boy. But I don't know if you guys had the play that he made against Rancho Mirage on defense where he made the interception and then ran it back for a touchdown. His balance is amazing. Jump up, tip a pass, catch it as he's running over their quarterback, and then running it into the end zone was pretty impressive. And again, that's just athleticism. And he's a huge kid. So he's only a junior. He's going to get even better. So again, the future is really bright. But right now we got to concentrate on, hey, let's be successful right now.
So, Coach, maybe you consider this a challenging season, but is it rewarding just seeing like the direction of where the team is going from where it started, maybe going back to the Hesperia game to where you guys are right now? At least you're trending in the right direction. You guys are making improvements that maybe by the end of the regular season, the team will be where you want it.
Well, as a young team, we're going to improve every week. And if we don't, then I'm doing something wrong. So I'm really proud of that. Our kids are buying in. And I called it the COVID culture. A lot of the kids, when they were freshmen, they didn't get it, didn't really get much. They came into Norte Vista, they played their season, and then our off season at Norte Vista is real serious. But they didn't get it because we went, dark. And then their sophomore year, we didn't start till January? And it was different. Then they had to go play frost off. So then their junior year was kind of realistic. But by now, for us, a lot of our kids had left. They stopped playing in general. So we were only a few seniors left. And I compliment all the other programs that kept their kids. For us, kids started getting jobs, supporting families. And it's hard for me to argue with that. So, you understand, but hopefully they come back. And if they don't, they don't. We didn't get many kids back. So for this class, it's really tough. So I expect us to keep getting better, though. And, we'll see what happens.
All right, finally, Coach, we'll end it like this. You got Linfield Christian on Friday, live on Riverside TV. What do you think are the keys to victory for Novi on Friday?
Well, first off, Linfield Christian might be the best coach team in the NCAA part. I know their record won't reflect that. But when you look at what their coach does, Coach Burns down there is an amazing coach. He does great stuff. And you look at the scheme and it's like, for me as a coach, I look at it and it's like, watching artwork. It's just amazing what he does with his kids. So for us, we realize we have to eliminate the mistakes. I know that's the cliche. He's always going to have his kids in the right spot. He's got 8 that go both ways. So they get tired. We just got to do what we do and eliminate mistakes and we'll be fine.
Well, Coach, listen, I always appreciate the time. Best of luck on Friday, and we will see you out there at the game live on Riverside TV. Lions and Braves coming your way at the end of the week. Thank you, Coach Batdorff. Really appreciate it.
Now, is Gorham going to be there?
Unfortunately, yes, he will be there. You know what? You compared him to a couple, I guess, movie figures. I don't know if that's safe to say from in a text message. I'll have to share that with him. That was pretty funny. That was good.
Well, I mean, if you look at anybody from our era, saw the Addams Family, they knew who Lurch was, and they knew Uncle Festus. And that's Jeff Gorham in a nutshell.
You're right. I mean, that's him. You put them together, that you got Jeff Gorham, right? So, yeah. So Jeff will be there. I'll be there. The whole Riverside TV crew will be there. And again, the fans voted. They wanted to see you guys play on Friday night. You actually beat Marietta Valley versus King. So congratulations, Coach.
I have no idea why, but thank you very much. I appreciate it. And hopefully we can come out and just represent our school and our community and do a great job.
All right, that's Norte Vista head coach Ken Batdorff here on the Inland Sports Show. Let's pass out some of our weekly awards, including the Big Boost Play of the Week. Johnny, let's check it out. We had this game live on IEMG. Aquinas versus Cajon. Man, we knew it was going to be a big game, but we had no idea how dramatic it would come down to the finish. Aquinas up by 1 with about 3 minutes to play. The Falcons scored a touchdown on the ensuing kickoff. The Cowboys, Braden Austin, 79 yards back the other way, and that is the game-winning touchdown as Cajon beats Aquinas by a final of 30-23. It was pouring down rain. It was a huge crowd, a sellout crowd on both sides of the stadium, and it came down again to the final couple of minutes. It was like a heavyweight fight going back and forth. So Braden Austin delivering the Big Boost Play of the Week in that pouring rain. Man, that was a lot of fun. All right, now let's go to our Boost Performance Training Top 25 poll for this week. Always fun, always controversial, and it's getting messy. Here we go. Centennial, Norco, Marietta Valley, our top 3. Cajon climbs up to number 4. We got Roosevelt, undefeated, coming in at number 5. Aquinas, they're 2-1 now. They're checked in at number 6. Vista Marietta at 7. Followed by Citrus Valley at number 8. The Blackhawks coming off a tough loss to Oak Hills on the road up in the rain. Beaumont, 4-0. They come in at number 9. And Orange Vista, welcome to the top 10. Coyotes, 4-0. They are number 10 this week. Temecula Valley beating Chaparral as the Golden Bears climb to number 11. Chaparral just in front of San Jack because the Pumas beat the Tigers in the previous week. Followed by King and Great Oak. Man, I like the Wolves and the Wolfpack. I think they're both set up to have good seasons. Kaiser, Ramona, Elsinore Summit, Grand Terrace, Eisenhower at 4-0. Paloma Valley back in the top 25 all the way up to number 22. We got Liberty at 3-0, followed by Harupa Hills, still looking for their first win of the season, but that's a pretty good team. I got a feeling it's going to happen this week. And finally at number 25, Vista Del Lago, the Ravens at 2-2, coming off that tough loss to Great Oak, which you saw there, Great Oak number 15 in our top 25 this week. All right, so each and every week we will do our Boost Performance Training Top 25 poll. So again, a lot of head-to-head matchups are on the horizon. It will change the rankings, I guarantee that. And finally, our Ken Sporting Goods must-see game. Speaking of games that could affect the rankings, this one will. Norco and Citrus Valley, Cougars and Blackhawks going head-to-head in the Ken Sporting Goods must-see game. We got Kurt Bruick at Citrus Valley. We got Chuck Chastain at Norco. 2 teams, 2 programs, 2 coaches who do a lot of winning. We got Norco in at number 2 in our rankings and Citrus Valley still in the top 10. And it's going to be a battle of great quarterbacks. They each have some big-time receivers. Brockton Liam for CV, Grant Gray for Norco. It's all shaping up to be a fantastic game. And it's our Ken Sporting Goods must-see game. Norco taking on Citrus Valley. All right, if you're looking for a game to watch this week on Riverside TV, it'll be Norte Vista and Linfield Christian. That's what the fans voted to see, so we'll have that game live. Myself and the Big Jeezy, Jeff Gorham, will be on the call for that one. Paulie Ramona will also be on Riverside TV. And Beaumont, you can find Beaumont and the University of Redlands football games all season long on the radio dial, KMET 1490 AM. So make sure you stay up to date with Beaumont High football and the U of R on the radio dial. Again, that's KMET 1490 AM. All right, that's going to do it for this edition of the Inland Sports Show. A big shout out to our director, Johnny Nunez, here behind the scenes at Team Vision TV 16. I'm Pep Fernandez. Please be safe out there. It is wild. God bless you, and we will see you next week on your favorite show, the Inland Sports Show.